Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
If you are looking for the weekly broadcast of the Ask Welfare Rights Organization, you've been successful. My name is Maureen Taylor. I work with the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization, and I'm here with my colleague Marion Kramer, the national chair of the National Welfare Rights Union, and she is going to give you an official welcome. So, Marion, please say good morning.
Good morning, and it's good to be here. I had one part this morning, Maureen. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I'm here. I had to get up and get ready to walk out in that cold weather.
It's cold out there today.
And I want you to remember, look, this is not a program you just turn in on and not participate. We need you to call in and let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. What do you think about what happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago? We got a new president and what have you. We got information for you. We keep giving you that information and you're not using that information. We're not doing this just for our health. We're doing it for you also. And you're the main characters that we be doing it for. So here are the numbers that you can call in and participate. 313-868-0342. 868-0351. And at the website.
Oh, you forgot the other number, 868-4336.
Oh, yeah, okay. You never said it. Uh-huh. The website is www.tv33WHPR.com. So, call in and use those numbers. They're not there for it to look good. It's there for you to be able to participate. And we're waiting on your calls, and we know you have a lot to talk about because there's been a lot that has happened this week. All right, Maureen, where are we going?
All righty. Well, for the last 3 Wednesdays, we've been talking about 3 Wednesdays that changed the world. Certainly, January 6th was an insurrection in the Capitol building, and we got a chance to see members of the Klan, the Nazi Party, and they got new names now, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, the Michigan Militia, the Wolverine Militia, and they got a lot of new names now, but it's the same group of folks. And at the end of the day, well, same face, they look the same. It's mostly Anglo-American men, a spattering of women off in there, but they came to take over the government, not happy with the way things were going, Marion. And clearly, a couple of them folks, after they had broken into multiple windows and got to the Senate chamber, and they were talking about, well, while we're here, we might as well form a new government.
Isn't that a joke?
You know, well, you know, they're dead serious, and I use the word dead, talking about and thinking about the at least 2 officers that died as a result of this insurrection. The one that did not die, there was 50 Capitol Guards that were injured, and I just keep thinking about the testimony, Marion, of the one that was being drugged down the steps backwards.
Yeah.
And they were beating him with hockey sticks and metal clubs, and somebody had a stun gun and stunned him on his face, on the back of his neck, on his chest, and some folks were using the stun gun on his private parts. I mean, these were demons. These were just absolutely demons.
That's the way they would have done
Yeah.
in the South at one time.
Yeah.
And up here when they threw the young black man over the bridge out at Ford Motor Company at one time. You know, people keep thinking that we're out of this. No, we are not out of this. It's a
Well, we
different.
saw it January the 6th.
Yeah, but it's a different situation this time. You know, no one really moved to other than the ones that were there on the premise to move to arrest those folks
You couldn't.
or anything. Although they claim that they have
It was outnumbered.
they have been able to find some of them and arrest them.
Well, now, Mary, what do you think about the mistake that they made? See, if you judge people on the basis of race, and see,
Yeah.
this is the opposite situation. These were the predominantly white officers in the Capitol building. Never had any fear about this mob of white people coming down the street, and they looked
Waving,
and they were
taking
told,
pictures.
and they, you know, they're not gonna hurt us. That was a mistake, and they learned that this is about class. And if you didn't understand that these folks were representing the fascist class, you were standing there saying, no, no, no. Stop pushing those barriers. No, 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 don't do that.
Maureen,
Obey the rules. Go out to the front. Stop it, stop it. Whip, bip, bam upside your head. What the man say?
I
And
understand.
Frazier goes down.
Maureen, I want
Oh, man.
people to understand that when we have gone to the that same place, by the time we get there, or before the time we get, they have police all over the place, and we are orderly, and they meet us before we can even get there, and be watching us. But they didn't have nothing out there too much for them.
That's the difference.
And the thing that got me was the mayor had called. Some
Yeah.
other people had called
National
prior
Guard.
to this. This is what's going to be happening. We know what's going to be happening, and you know, we need your help. They didn't.
They didn't heed that. They didn't need to.
And you know who was sitting in
See?
the White House? Because he knew he was the main. He was the main person that was playing the piano in the background and giving orders.
He went to his house. He went to his residence.
Yeah.
And stopped off at IHOP on the way to get him some pancakes and sausage.
So
He was
people,
in there
please stop
watching.
dreaming in a
You know?
world that's not real. You know, you think
Just a
that
moment,
everything is going to go back to how it used to be.
Yeah.
The people prior to that thought that everything was going to go back like it used to be.
Always.
Well, you know, but the situation has changed out here.
Every single day. Caller, you're the first caller of the day. Thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you are on the air.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, how are you sisters doing?
Oh,
Wonderful.
wonderful.
I just want to talk about what's happening. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
go ahead. We can
yes.
hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the coming explosion in the housing market.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah. Right now, you have in the whole city of Detroit and Highland Park and Hamtramck combined, you have less than 34 rental units on the MLS at less than $1,000.
Yeah, 34 housing units, and most of them are over $1,000 a month.
The majority of them are over.
Yeah.
You only have 34 that are less.
And
And
probably not that much less.
That's right.
and
Yeah.
people
That's
could
right.
be living in them.
Absolutely. And what this means, because even before the pandemic, people's income were stagnant
Yeah.
or going down. And now they've gone down even more with the unemployment, the businesses closing, people getting shorter hours, people's ability to afford housing and the cost of housing, the gap between those two has never been greater. And it's accelerating even as we speak.
Caller, I want you, we've been hearing this and you've been teaching us and warning us about this for quite some time, but I want you to comment on this other new phenomena. And I get listings all the time from Satisfaction Realty. And I had not noticed until you pointed it out that now rental units can be one room in a house. You rent one room. And I thought, what is he talking about? And after I looked that up and went back to some of the lists that you had sent out, a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, folks are renting the room itself. And I'm noticing it. I really began to notice it. And please comment on it. I was watching some of these judge programs on TV. And the judge would say, well, so-and-so, you rented, and what's the address where you rented? And they'd give the address, and how many rooms do you have? And they would say, well, I just rent one room. What does that mean? I have use of the kitchen, I have use of some of these other spaces, but I pay for just one room. Caller, please comment on this new phenomena. Go ahead.
Yes, that's absolutely right. What they're doing, they're taking single-family homes and double-family homes and turning them into rooming houses. This is something that we have no experience with, that hasn't happened in this country going back over 100 years, where you rent a room and the kitchen and the bathroom and the basement and the other areas are common spaces, so that you're going to be sharing a single-family home with 2, 3 other families. People are going to be doubling up and tripling up and quadrupling up, and the wear and tear on those places is going to be phenomenal, to the point where the people who own those units, particularly the corporations and the property management, are going to be squeezing these places for every dollar that they're worth. Every square inch is going to be just nickeled and dimed to death. And people are going to be right on top of one another. The stress levels are going to increase. The crime is going to increase. The poverty is going to increase. And it's going to blow up. We're not playing on top of with dynamite. We're dancing on top of a nuclear pile that, with the change of a single element, could go critical in directions that none of us can predict. And I'm talking about even the ones of us with expertise.
Yeah. I've seen it, and I would not have noticed it at all, caller, had you and your family not pointed this new phenomena out. And I just, I didn't notice it because I've never seen this thing before. It was
Nobody
new to me,
has
and I
for over
couldn't
100 years.
recognize it.
I've seen it.
You know?
If you remember, Gene, some of those places, well, we call them shotgun houses, those little bitty houses that people are buying, and they're so expensive. And they squeezing families into those, and folks say, oh, this is nice, and this is nice, and stuff like
That's
that.
all they know.
Some of them we call shotgun houses. And if you go to New York, because I lived in New York for a period of time, you have several families living in some of the homes that they squeeze those
Single
families
house, yeah,
into.
multiple
So and in New York, you paying some big bucks. The bathtub might be in the living room. I don't know if you have ever experienced that type of stuff in the living room and stuff. But the key thing when things all over and said is that they getting twice, 3 times the money that they would have probably spent before. And New York used to have rent control at one time. They got rid of all that stuff. They got rid of it because they wanted more money and what have you. People had lived in some of those places for years and ended up losing their places. So, people better understand what's going on.
Caller, I don't see an end to this particular trend of trying to rent out spaces, individual rooms. In some cases, I've heard in basements. You rent the basement and somebody else is in a room, and another family is in a different room in the same house. But I don't see this trend ending. Caller, do you?
No. And what we're going to have is the return of the Murphy bed and the portable bathtub.
That's right.
Portable bathtub. I don't know if I ever heard of that before.
Well, see-
We're having to learn new things here, caller. Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
I've seen those portable bathrooms.
He said a portable bathtub.
Oh,
I never seen that before, but I guess that's the same as, no, I guess it's not. Caller,
might be
we're going to depend on you to continuously update us on this housing situation until we can get some kind of a handle on exactly what's going on. I mean, it's one thing to be able to describe this, but then we're going to have to come up with a solution. What are we going to do about this?
But Gene and Maureen on this. The city.
The solution is already at hand.
Listen, the city, people say, well, they can't get my house. This is my house. I remember down in Research Park, I heard that over and over again. And we tried to tell people, yeah, the house is yours, but the property is not. And move those people out of there. And if they did not move, then they start charging, the city started charging them rent on their own quote-unquote house that they really was pushed out of. So if the, what's the name of the thing downtown, I mean everywhere, if they decide that they're going to change a certain area into call it an industrial area and stuff like that.
Rezoned.
They coming after those houses that are in the way.
All right,
Yeah.
caller, you got to keep us up to date. And as
Will
these
do,
trends
will
go
do.
on, we're going to depend on you to call us and give us more examples so that we can take a look at these trends that are going on. We appreciate you very much.
And
Thank you.
All right, thank
Will
you,
do.
caller.
Thank
All
you,
right, thank you
Jane.
now.
You remember
Well,
when Jim was alive?
Renting out a room in a house.
Yeah, that's been going on for.
Well,
quite a
not
while
here,
now.
not in Detroit. We
don't
have
know
not
either.
had. That's what the caller was saying.
I
This
know
is
it.
a new trend where if you got a 3-bedroom house, you can rent bedroom 1 to you and somebody else, bedroom 2
That's right.
to somebody else. That we wasn't doing that in Detroit. We had housing here.
Yeah, well, that's coming to an end.
That's what the caller's saying.
It's coming
All
to
right,
an
I hear you. Go ahead.
and they are high too. I mean, the amount that you have to pay for that one room is very high.
Okay, we're going to go on and share some numbers. Caller, thank you so very much. Keep us informed as best you can.
And you wouldn't talk about that bullshit about renting one room. It's a trend. It's coming. It's coming. We're talking about it. I heard it's only because you told it.
Mr. and Mrs., you all are still on the line. We can still hear your honeymoon conversations.
Yes.
Hang up the phone. All right. Let me do this and right here. There. All right. 868-4336, 868-0351, or 868-0342.
Maureen, this is
go
what
ahead.
I wanted to say. You remember when General was alive? He was so outraged when we all were, when the situation happened in Flint. And at the same time, Detroit, as well as Highland Park on the one hand, but we didn't have the amount of houses that Detroit had. There were enough houses in Detroit alone to be able to have the people from Flint move in until
Come to Detroit.
into Detroit. And but that's thinking about the people when you do something like that.
But see, you got to say a little bit more about that because folks may not understand what you mean. We're talking about in June of 2014 when we started to hear something about what's going on with the people in Flint are talking about the water. And we didn't understand what it was. And then after we started going up there and delivering water and talking to people is when we started to realize they were coming out with bottles, remember? And showing
Hell yeah.
the water was orange and green and
Well,
brown. You know, what is going on here?
Clara and them kept us informed on
You know?
what was going on.
And we had never seen that before, so it was hard to understand what's going on here. And one of our recommendations was there's enough people in Flint, and we got enough empty houses and apartments and
Yes,
townhouses in Detroit. Why don't they just offer to folks in Flint, come on to Detroit, stay in these houses right here
That's right.
until we figure out what to do about these pipes. And now it's been 7 years now,
And still
and
haven't
we're
been figured.
finally getting to what's going to happen. We got these lawsuits. Dana nestled and brought a bunch of them into court. The federal government has now released $641 million, and I don't know. Apparently, there's a community group that's been asked to sit down and see where this $641 million should go because the original plan was set up by Snyder and them, and corporations will figure out where the money needs to go.
Never
But Marion, in our lifetime, we looking at this kind of
Never
stuff.
forget, they did. They took care of GM out there. They ended up making sure that GM went back on the water coming from Detroit. They didn't do that for the people.
Isn't that something?
It was what they did for the people. You either go along, or else you're gonna die anyway because of the.
Oh,
fact
you gonna
that-
get your water
well,
shut off.
and
Poison
there's
water.
A lot of people that died in Flint, and a lot of children that were affected by what was going on. Remember Flint? Now, Clara, I wish you were listening. We've been trying to call y'all and see what is our next marching.
Orders.
Yeah. But don't let him leave. Here he going. I'm talking about the past governor and his cronies and stuff like that. Those folks need to be put under the jail, under the prison.
Well,
I mean, it's criminal what they did. If that had been one of us doing that, then we would have been arrested the first day.
we'd have to put money on your books. 'Cause that's how that would have turned out.
Yeah.
But he has Snyder's already requested a change of venue,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is smart because you ain't
Yeah,
gonna get
he's a
no
smart
free,
attorney.
can't get no a justifiable a hearing court case in Flint because everybody there is showing up with the guillotine, And so I was hoping they'd move it to Detroit.
I was hoping you'd move
We
to
would
the-
fix
that
it
you
for
would
you.
fix his butt.
Yeah, we fix it for you. Bring it on down to Detroit. But, you know, here we got housing problems that our caller just talked about. And now you're raising this question of people being poisoned,
Oh,
public
yeah.
water changed over to the river. And looks like you should have had a hint when the tire went rolling by and the dead dog and the dead cat went rolling by. Looked like you would have had a hint that, wait, maybe we shouldn't
Cause
drink this.
He should. He
People.
He didn't have to look at that stuff, you know.
Well.
And he didn't have to go through the problems that the people there was going through. And you know, it was terrible because we lost a lot of people.
Well, we gonna see Claire and Naira and Melissa and some of those other folks that have been doing battle with this water situation. Let's see what's going to happen. I forgot the little reverend's name, and we're gonna see Reverend Bishop, and we're gonna see, you know, how are they going to organize that community and pull something together that at least try to give some assistance and some long-term health care for these children that are going to be affected the rest of their lives with this poisoning that's already in their systems. And you know,
mean, it's
what
crazy.
can you do 20 years
If
from
they
now? Why the
do-
kids acting that way? Why you
If
think?
they do it to Flint, don't sit back and don't think that they won't do it to Detroit
I hear you.
or Highland Park. All they know is when the master comes, the capitalists come, they break their neck to do what they want.
And speaking of Highland Park, you all are engaged with a struggle, try to do something about the fact that you don't have a health care system.
That's right.
You don't have a Highland Park Health Department. And I know that Miss Gracie and Miss Linda, certainly yourself and Miss Loretta and Pat and other folks are starting to pull together some issues about this. And I think it only, I don't want to say it like that.
One of our, I want to really make sure her name get out there. One of our city council people, the only woman on city council, and they be trying to give her hell. She is also a part of this struggle with us.
All right.
Because she believes in the people.
And it's no point in me asking you her name, is it?
Devlin.
Oh, okay. Council member Devlin. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, but see, then there's a battle. And, you know, we used to have the Herman Kiefers. I don't know what Herman Kiefers does anymore. If Herman Kiefer Hospital, you used to be able to go there to get birth and death records. If you felt that you were exposed to different kinds of sexually transmitted infections, you could go there and they would take a test and find out, you know, birth records. I said birth records and death records and all those kinds of things. I'm not sure if they still do that anymore. The National Public Health Units. We used to have the Chaz Center in Southwest Detroit. It was a wonderful clinic that was right there on 7 Mile Road, east side, between Mound and Buffalo Street. I remember that one. We used to have 5 or 6 of those. And Marion, you know, the situation started to change once the population of Detroit started to change. Population changed. People were leaving, to almost 2 million at one time for just the residents in Detroit. Now we just over 700,000 and lost 1 million people. So those individual city-owned health clinics that you could just walk up into, Thea Bowman is still working up there on Greenfield and 6 Mile. But all of those different clinics in Southwest Detroit, the East Side, the West Side, Joy Road, all those things are gone. You can't sit back in that chair and relax now. I know you just enjoying yourself. You have to come up here.
This year. If you remember in Highland Park, we had a good hospital.
You did.
And we had a good clinics
You
and
did.
stuff like that. Why did they let them close?
Cause y'all residents left and they didn't want to spend the money on
No.
whatever's left over.
Look, we need to. I'm so happy that Gracie Wooten keep bringing it up and fighting for it. She you know, and people been you know, looking at what do we have to do to be able to get that.
Yeah.
And it's the same committee all the time. The Human Rights Coalition. for Highland Park. You know, we have to get that here as far as clinics, health care, in the city. We had it here at one time.
Gonna have to figure out how to get it back.
They figured that we didn't need it.
Yeah.
We need it better than what we have, worse than what we have in the past.
Well, I've talked to Gracie and you and some other folks, and it came up about around being part of the the task force on racial disparities, and a lot of people are calling to ask the question if people of color are not getting tested. That's what it was at first. And then Gracie told me yesterday, day before yesterday, that, you know, the big Highland Park testing caravan, you remember we went around all, 2 days trying to get people ready. And she said there's been only one more testing date. So you all in the entire city have only had 2 opportunities for folks to be tested. So then I went on to the next thing and talked to her about it the other day when she was calling me. Where do you go in Highland Park if you want to get the vaccination? Where do you go? And what she told me is that there are 2 clinics left in all of Highland Park. One of them is that Oak, what's the name of it? Oakwood, Oak something. Where's the bright green? You know what I'm talking about? And then the other one is the clinic that you all have on Woodward Avenue, and that Gracie had called, and neither one of them are in line to start to receive the vaccines. And I know I raised it a couple of weeks ago. You know, we can't get records and information about Highland Park, and the information is not online. It is now. And you can look and see in Highland Park has a very low infection rate. Folks in Highland Park got scared a long time ago, like just with people in Detroit and folks in Hamtramck. We are not leaving our houses. We are wearing our masks. We're doing all the things that we need to do. So our numbers are coming down, down, down. Something like that Kroger commercial. Down, down, down. You know, so our numbers are getting better. But when I asked that question, and I guess she's going to check it out, and Linda and whoever else, where do you all go to get vaccinated?
In fact, let's
You
look
know?
at some things.
And
when-
Hamtramck, yeah.
Hamtramck too. You know, we used to have a school, Cortland School, and all that stuff over there in Highland Park, located in Highland Park. And then they turned it into a Head Start type of thing. One area is Head Start, the other, I don't know, they claim is Wayne Metro. I don't know what they do in that, because that's not where people go to fill out their applications or nothing. And, you know, if anything, they could set up a health care place right there, and make sure that people don't have to go out of Highland Park in order to get some type of services.
Right now you got to go to Wayne, Michigan, all the way out to Wayne, Michigan.
to get help. The other thing is, who was it? One of our people had said that she had heard that some vaccine was coming in here, and I think the first thing she heard was that it was going to only be 25.
25 bottles.
What are we going to do with 25 bottles?
Well, you can't judge on it because you don't know. As far as I can tell, there are no centers in Highland Park or Hamtramck, none, that have requested the vaccine. I don't see it on any of the readings that we're getting.
Well,
You don't
since you're on
have
that
any.
task force,
Yeah.
you requested when you go back to your task force.
I
meeting,
have.
and let them know, why, and ask the question, why are you skipping over Highland Park?
I have raised that question. Don't have an
The
answer.
reason why we got before, what got the testing in here was because you sitting on that task force, and we told you to take that to that task force. But yet and still, and that was Michigan Welfare Right that did it, that as well as the Human Rights Coalition. But they didn't put it out there like that.
Well-
but we didn't care if they didn't name us or as to who had brought that in here
We
the
don't
first
care.
time. We don't
Yeah.
care about that. What we care about is that you get the vaccine in here
Yeah.
and take care of people. We got a lot of senior citizens,
Nursing
living in
homes,
our
convalescent center,
children, everything.
retirees.
It's crazy, Maureen.
Yeah, yeah.
It is crazy.
Part of what's going on, and I was glad that Gracie reached out. There's got to be some organizing in order for Highland Park to be designated as a location where vaccines are going to be available. And all through, I talked with Al the other day. Al and Sharon unable to get an appointment because you know who Al is?
Yeah.
His wife?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
tell me that.
All right, and unable to get an appointment in Macomb County.
Isn't that something?
And this is because, and you know, what's his name? Mark Hackle.
Yeah.
The Wayne County, what is he?
Well, he's
I've
over-
forgotten what,
yeah, well,
what
he's
his
over
job
that.
is.
Yeah,
And
over-
he's on TV opening up freezers, talking about how they don't have any.
Uh-huh.
But all of this is traced back, Marion, to this corporate control.
Oh, yeah.
And here comes Trump, who said,
Yeah.
listen, we're holding back a reserved number of vaccines. We got them, and we got them over there in the warehouse. And we got a plan. Here's the vaccine plan. It's in the drawer.
Yeah, it's
and
in there.
it's in the drawer. And here comes Biden and his team, and they go to the drawer and open
Ain't
it up.
nothing in it.
And wait a minute.
Air.
And looking, where's the plan? No plan. Well, okay. Where's the reserve vaccine bottles that you've been talking about, Mr. Azar, Director of Health and Human
Did
Services?
you see it on the
He
news?
said there are none. What you talking about, Willis? Where are the vaccines? There are none.
We drank.
What? Lying, just lying about it. You know, I don't
Did you
understand.
see the explosion on that?
I know, you keep relaxing. Did I see what now?
The explosion about when they brought out that they're gonna probably have to use even the vaccine that he used and was hidden also. That the ex-president used when he claimed he had got the virus.
We ain't using nothing that he used.
you
If he
know,
used it,
I
we are
said-
not interested.
Why didn't they release that too?
Nah, we are not
Terrible,
interested.
just terrible.
And-
Outright crazy.
And let's move on from that discussion because we're down to our last 20 minutes now.
Well,
Let's move on to this connected to the same situation. They've got what they call compassionate releases. And Kwame Kilpatrick was released.
yeah, but look.
And
what
I
they
didn't
did.
think that would happen because I know Trump is furious with Detroit in Wayne County because we said we didn't want him. But the ex-mayor looked good. He done lost significant weight, you know, and of course the prosecutors all throughout Detroit are all involved. No, he should have served the full sentence. Been in jail over 7, less than 8 years.
Yes.
And that's enough. That's enough.
That's
That's
more than
enough. You know, my goodness. And I know he was involved with some things, but you know, so are a whole bunch of people
I mean,
involved with some things.
Why don't
but
they
boy,
go
I'm
to
glad
Wall
he's
Street
okay.
and
you
see
know?
how much stuff they involved in?
No, they can't go to do that because that would cut off them checks. And speaking of checks,
my God.
Trump, on his way out the door, his whole attitude changed about a lot of things, especially when Deutsche Bank called and said, look, about that $352 million loan that we gave you, we want it back in the morning. And all of these other banks and the Twitter accounts been shut down, all of this kind of stuff. And we're really getting an education, Marion, about the power of these corporations, man. When they move to lock your account, then Trump's whole speech and half of his friends, well, you know, we don't feel the same about what was going on. And those people on January the 6th that broke into the building, they're no friends of mine. Yeah, let's move on. And then the following week after the 6th, the following Wednesday, he was impeached. And then the following Wednesday after that, which was just a few days ago, January the 20th, and that turned out to be the inauguration date. Can you still hear it, Tim? the inauguration date, and I looked at how pitiful the former president was. Not gonna stay there and invite people to the White House, the next group after he lied again. We're gonna have a peaceful transfer of power. Well, he came out the side door, Marion, and went and got in the helicopter, and the helicopter took him to Air Force One, and that took him to the Andrews Air Force Base, where it's 30, 40, 50, 100, I don't know how many people are out there trying to greet him and tell him goodbye. And Marion, not one of them had on a mask. Not one of them had on a mask. And I thought, right to the end, just insane, a sick man. Mary, we have some phone numbers we want to share with folks. I didn't know if you had a Highland Park update there. Yeah, you want to tell us something about that? This says water bill dispute process.
Yeah, this is about 3 Fridays ago we went through this, and we want you to understand that pretty soon you will be expecting folks that's going to come talk to you, mainly the Human Rights Coalition, about this information that we gave you 2 or 3 weeks ago, Gracie and I did, on the TV, and let you know that through the that if you have problems with your water, you don't even have to call in no more, as far as being scared and that type of stuff. You can go up there and try to get your situation changed and helped out. Should you have any problems with that, you could you can call up there first and make an appointment and what have you, or call one of us and make sure that you get the right type of services and what have you.
It's not all virtual.
What?
Disputing a water bill. You can walk up there. Don't you have to?
They are behind the
screen.
They are
A
behind
glass. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they rightfully so will stand there and help you with your situation.
I see what it says here.
What?
Water bill dispute process.
Yeah.
If you feel there is a problem with your water bill, you have the right to dispute it by following the processes in this brochure. Did everybody in Highland Park get a copy of this?
No, and that's why I brought it again up here. People have not received this, and that's why I said you go in a couple of weeks you're going to be getting some information and stuff in a different thing than this, because if you look at this, Maureen,
I really like this.
I like it too, but at the same time I can't hardly see it. People have already complained about this. What is this? And so, the group that came together, it's about 3 different organizations and stuff. We're having this blown up, as well as knocking on the doors to go through that with people, and where the situation can be better. Because in this, you and I are familiar, because we fought for the water affordability plan. If you look at this, it's all through this. And Highland Park will be like one of the first city that will be implementing, parts of the water affordability plan.
Okay.
And
It's a good
rightfully so, because we
thing.
started here with the water affordability plan. So, Highland Park, we found out more and more that Highland Park is one of the highest, area that as far as lead. I mean,
Lay it in the water.
oh my God, it's been for years, yeah, and they still have not gotten the lead out of the water. And people dragging their feet on that, so we have to really kind of move fast, because where we can make sure we don't just let this stuff die away in some closet somewhere. And I'm very happy with the Human Rights Coalition and with Michigan Welfare Rights, the People's Water Board, some of the women working for the governor and stuff like that. for this, getting this information out to us, and our own Sylvia Duno, that's carrying out a lot of the stuff that, because she's the eye watchers on a lot of this, her and Nicole and what have you, to make sure that the areas that we have worked with in the past, we work with Flint, we work with Reverend Pigney and them in Benton Harbor, and you know, in Detroit, and anybody else that wanted to come and join in with this coalition of all of us
Well, where can a person get a copy of this?
at the Water Department.
Okay, so if you go to the water department, you can get this
If
brochure.
If not, call the station and they will give you my phone number.
No, we don't want that.
No, but
No,
let
we
me
don't
tell
want
you
that.
what's so good about this is that as we work with this, what's included in this,
Mm-hmm.
it will be a phone number for us to be able to answer and carry stuff through. But they can see the phone number of the
This says the city of Highland Park, yeah.
Water Department and what have you.
865-1875. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, see, 865-1876.
What?
865-1876. Small print, small print. And you know what? That happens because you're trying to put everything in here. So your paper gonna have to be bigger than 8.5
Maureen, we
by
have to
11,
get-
huh?
Yeah, we know what. We have already discussed
You
that.
know?
and make sure that this is
Good. It's a good flyer, though.
is great for the city people. You know, to be able to understand this.
A lot of good
what's
information
going-
here. It is good.
it is
All
real
right.
good.
So folks that are interested and you want to know a little bit more, you can go up to your water department or call this number 865-1876. 865-1876. So
And as always, the backup.
you know,
They can call our Michigan Welfare Rights and leave a
964.
leave your name and your phone number, and that you're calling about Highland Park and the water situation over here. And we glad, and our people that's answer the phones there will gladly be able to get the information, you know, over to us.
Okay, we're down to about our last 8 or 9 minutes, and let's catch folks up. The governor, Whitmer, she put more money into the 2021 budget to cover a whole bunch of stuff, including the eviction diversion program, folks that might be evicted, and folks that are looking at that, and folks that are looking at property foreclosures because of mortgages. So
Let me
there's
ask you a
money
question
there.
on
Yeah.
You said if people have been evicted,
If they're being
okay,
evicted.
that's a different. Yeah,
Yeah. Nobody can be evicted right now. It's against the law.
we know that.
You know, you gotta stop relaxing in the chair. You have to sit up here so we can hear you. All right. So nobody can be evicted now. It's against the law. I'm not sure if the president's eviction protection rule, how quickly that goes into effect. But the governor already hooked something up the 1st of January. So up until March 31st. Now, I want to give these numbers out again because they front-loaded, the Wayne Metro Group front-loaded a whole lot of people that needed help with leaks and those kinds of things, and so that they could get as many people on the list as
They are
possible.
part of this program too.
Yeah. All right. So if you need help with utility bills, you need help with back water bill, back taxes. Sad to say, they're still helping people with burial funds. You know, we're still burying people. Lord have mercy. Mostly with COVID, and people just don't have money. If you need help with any of that, you should still be calling Wayne Metro, area code 313-388-9799, 388-9799. If you're on welfare already and you have, like, let's see, September is when the fiscal year started. I heard from Thaw the other day that as long as you had an application for a light and gas bill before the end of December, you were eligible again for help beginning January 1st, New Year. Yeah, New Year. So if you're receiving welfare, which means food stamps, or you're on Medicaid, or you have a Section 8 certificate, people don't assume that that's has anything to do with welfare, and it does, right? You should be contacting your worker and filling out the SER application. That's the State Emergency Relief Application. People tell me all the time, Marion, well, the welfare offices are closed. No, they're not. No, they're not. When you go to the welfare office, there's a lobby. They got phones in the lobby where you need to pick them up and call somebody at the desk that's in the main area, and they'll call your worker or give you the number to your worker, or if a supervisor is needed, they'll come to the door and they got a phone and they'll talk to you. Everybody trying to avoid COVID. Go ahead, Mary.
Maureen, but I see people go to the office. And
Talking about the welfare office?
Yeah, and a lot of them are closed. They about to close the one, the second one here in Highland Park.
No, I ain't talking about closing the building. I'm talking about offices that are actually open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get another
Yeah.
list of those offices.
Yeah.
Because people are.
Y'all don't have one in Highland Park no
Not
more.
no more.
That's outrageous. It just is, you know.
Yeah, they about to close that.
You know, you don't have one. The one that used to be on, what was it, Glendale?
Yeah,
That Highland Park
gone.
office, yeah, that's gone.
gone.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have another one.
No, we don't.
Yeah, there are no more welfare offices in Highland Park. There is a welfare office. Yeah, there is a welfare office in Hamtramck, and that's the one
That's
that
the one
Highland
we've been
Parkers
going to.
are told to go to that one. Yeah, my goodness. If you need to know where the closest location to find out where COVID tests are, you can contact 211 United Way, and they'll give you the 3 closest locations where you can get a test. My point was about the SER application. If you file for SER for a DTE or a water bill, and and for back taxes, you can get up to $3,000.
You should go.
And go get that, yeah, because by, we don't know, right now it's going to last until the end of March.
But don't
Don't wait. Don't wait. Eviction diversion. Money's there. A lady called me the other day. The landlord was wondering when they might be able to get their rent paid. And I gave the lady the number again. If you're behind on your rent or your mortgage and you live in Detroit, Highland Park, or Hamtramck, you call United Community Housing. Here's the number. Area code 866. That's the area code 866. Are you writing something down? No. Oh, area code 866-313-2520. 313-2520. And that's the number you call. I want to say something about these vaccines. We have to get them. There's no choice now, Marion. We cannot, Americans are undisciplined. They are not going to wear no freaking mask. I'm an American, and I have rights, and you can't make me. It's just outrageous,
You got a choice.
Or wear your mask and get sick. All right, if you live in Detroit, and that's not right, but, if you live in Detroit, you want to make an appointment to get a vaccine shot, area code 313. The number is 230-0505, and that's what's going on down at the old Coble Hall area. 313. The number is 230-0505. There are enough people that have been vaccinated already, so all of us are worried about this, but a whole bunch of people in Detroit, in Wayne County, and in Michigan that have already been vaccinated. So there's data available to show, man, it looks all right. It looks all right. This is not a trick bag.
We found out the other day when we was talking about the water situation and the possibility of getting people vaccinated, at least go to Detroit. Go to Detroit on that. Now, Detroit is turning people from Highland Park around, not to come there, because of the money that Highland Park sued for that was owed to Highland Park years ago. And they sitting on that type of stuff. So, you know, that's criminal.
Highland Park need to get with the program.
Highland Park ain't getting with
Highland Park has to request vaccinations, which I'm already doing.
Why, Maureen, listen.
You know?
Listen for a minute. And that is, the city refused to release any vaccine for people from Highland Park because of the lawsuit. I say that is really criminal.
Well, that is criminal. That is criminal, and that's certainly going to be raised at the next task force conversation. Oh, okay, he said he can't hear you at all.
I'm
All
sitting
right.
up at the mic.
Well, you are now. A minute ago, you was back here relaxing, you know.
You know, so understand some of the things that we have to fight and make sure that Highland Park is a part of.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we're winding down. Marion, if you will give us your 30-second closing.
Well, you see, we got more and more information on different things. We hope you would join us in helping to get some of this stuff straight for the benefit not of only you, but your neighbors, your
That's right.
family, and what have you.
That's right.
Good evening, and I hope you have a nice weekend.
All righty, and folks that are looking for some help, you've done everything you could. You called all these numbers, and nothing was working. You live in Highland Park, you live in Hamtramck, you live in Detroit, some of these other places, and you still need help. You can always call us, as Marion said, down at Welfare Rights, 313-964-0618. Or if you can't get us down there, you could call and leave a message at my job, 313-537-3570, 537-3570 at extension 200, extension 200. And you can call and leave a message. It might take a day before I get that message, but people are certainly invited to call. This is the weekly broadcast of the Ask Welfare Rights Program. And if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we will be back again at 10 o'clock. Go get that vaccine. Sign up. Sign up so you can go out and go back to your favorite club, to your nightclub, to your gym, and you can visit your family members. My
And
name is
remember-
Maureen Taylor. Go ahead, Marion.
Remember to wear your masks.
All the time, wear your mask. Goodbye. We'll see you next Friday.
I'm joined today by Maureen Taylor and Louis Pisker to let you know about a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office.
Do you know someone, family or friends, that need help with finances? Do you know people having trouble making ends meet, especially with property taxes or other payments? The Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help. Treasurer Sabri invites you to visit the new Financial Empowerment Center, 400 Monroe, on the 5th floor in downtown Detroit.
We've partnered with the Wayne County Treasurer's Office and the City of Detroit to provide free one-on-one financial counseling to help you address problems related to utility bills, property or income taxes, credit repair, and other financial matters. Our professional counselors can also help you plan your monthly budget and increase your credit score.
This service is available to all Wayne County residents. For free and private financial counseling, contact the center at 313-322-6222 and make an appointment today.